Azerbaijan today is a major producer of oil and natural gas, and it's a very reliable and secure exporter to many countries around the world. In particular to Europe. Europe, just 18 months ago, was going through a real large energy crisis. And Azerbaijan stepped up and helped to replace some of the energy sources that Europe had lost as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So Azerbaijan is a very reliable and secure exporter of oil and gas. And that's a very important part, because when we think about climate change, we need to think about the transition away from fossil fuels. But this doesn't mean that fossil fuels are going to disappear overnight. We need to make sure that as we reduce our emissions, as we transition away from fossil fuels, that we make sure that those fossil fuels are produced as securely, as reliably, and with as low emissions as possible. And Azerbaijan is showing what can be done in that aspect. One example, just to give. Just on Monday, the International Energy Agency announced that we would be co-hosting an event with the COP29 presidency on reducing methane emissions from fossil fuel production. Methane is a very potent greenhouse gas, and the energy system, the way that we produce oil, produce gas, that results in a large amount of methane emissions. And it's going to be very important, it's going to be critical if we are to limit the temperature rise to 1.5 degrees, if we are to achieve our climate goals, that we reduce methane emissions as much as possible. And so Azerbaijan is showing leadership in this regard by showing how we can reduce our methane emissions. And we're very much looking forward to that workshop in September as a signature event in the run-up to COP29 on the sorts of processes, the sorts of technologies, the sorts of ideas that producing economies like Azerbaijan can make as we move towards 1.5 degrees, as we help go along this energy transition. And hopefully other countries will see that, other producer economies will learn from what Azerbaijan is doing and follow in a similar way.
Thank you so much, Mr. McGlade.